What the bloody hell is a Cagiva Raptor? A lot of you might say that, and it's a shame that more people don't know about this bike. There's only 3 videos online about the machine, a couple of contemporary reviews from the time. Interestingly, one of them was done by Richard Hammond. Popular overseas, but basically you're looking at Cagiva with 2 guys who bought a factory from Air Mackie, who were an aircraft manufacturer, but one of their divisions was co-owned by Harley Davidson, and Harley were making small 2-stroke bikes in Italy with Air Mackie to fit the bottom of their market. So these 2 brothers, Claudio and Gianfranco Castiglione, in 1978 purchased the Air Mackie AMF Harley Davidson company, and by 1979, a year later, they were making 40,000 bikes a year. They kept producing the Harley models as Cagivas. In 1983, they also moved up market and purchased Ducati engines from 350 to 1000 cc. And in 1985, they bought Ducati. Now remember, during these days, Ducati was just about on the bones of its arse and only just staggering along in business. They did keep the Ducati brand going. And during that period of time, we've got the second player come in here, who was Miguel Galuzzi, who was the father of the Ducati Monster. Now, as I said, Ducati was about to go down the gurgler, but Galuzzi built a naked bike out of an air-cooled engine and a racing chassis, and sculpted his own tank to ride in the hills around the factory, because they're fairly legendary hills roads there. So he built his own custom special, and that got attention, and that ended up going into production. So what happened was that the Monster turned out to be the biggest produced motorcycle that Ducati had, and actually probably saved Ducati. If it wasn't for the Ducati Miguel and the Ducati Monster, the company would probably be out of business today. Which brings us to the Raptor. Now, Galuzzi moved to Cagiva. Cagiva sold Ducati to the TPG, Texas Pacific Brands Group, and then they were free to look around and get any engine that they wanted. And they chose for the Monster Mark II the magnificent Suzuki 1000 V-twin, still in production over 25 years later in the DL 1000. And what a fantastic engine this is. It's just a beautiful engine, a beautiful gearbox, and by any comparison, it is head and shoulders above my personal experience of the air-cooled 2-valve Ducatis, the fuel-injected 2-valve Ducatis. The gearbox is better than the liquid-cooled 4-valve Ducati Testastret S4R that I owned, but not as powerful, but just a fantastic machine. It's probably a mismanagement without casting aspersions on anybody that's led to the better bike not being as successful as the previous machine. I really don't understand why the Raptor didn't have an even better career, because it definitely is a better bike than the Monster. Magnificent gearbox. You'll never hear a complaint on a forum from anybody about a Suzuki being hard to find neutral on. Absolutely beautiful buttery smooth gearbox. You know, a little bit of that typical carburation issues that, you know, early era fuel injected bikes, you know, encountered. A little bit iffy off the idle. You know, a little, whether it's on or whether it's off. It's a 1 or a 0. They're a bit digital compared to carburetors. But even on my same era Suzuki XF650 Freewind, which is another rare bike, that gearbox is outstanding. So Suzuki's got something there that a lot of other people really should have. But just a beautiful machine to ride, great relaxed handling. People have criticised it for having non-adjustable forks and being a bit pogo-y, but you know, I think it's a better machine than any of the air-cooled monsters that I've owned, and on par with the liquid-cooled monsters. But that's just a little bit of history about the Cagiva Raptor, as I'm trying a little bit of a different sort of project here on the All Thumbs Bum channel. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, leave us a like there, and that'll inspire me to dig up some more shit about old bikes. Hey, thanks very much. See you soon.